Alright, we're going to start the video by saying Call Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Wakakadas. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to your brothers that are preaching and teaching the truth worldwide. I want to say shalom to the whole Filet and your brother Kaya. Come back with another lesson through the spirit power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Well, today's lesson, as you can see, distraction. So right here, just a simple, gets from the Oxford Dictionary. A thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. An extreme agitation of the mind or emotions. He knew she was nervous by her uncharacteristic air of distraction. So here goes some similar words for distraction: diversion, interruption, intrusion, obstruction, hindrance. Ooh. Call out how about Shema. So yeah. you do not want anything to hinder you from your walk. No matter what it is, who it is, who, what, when, where, when, or how. You don't want anything to distract, hinder, cause a disturbance and interference with you on your walk with Yahweh Shema. Because what can happen if you get in deep into these different distractions, these different pitfalls here in America, Babylon the Great, get caught up in your job, a woman, just the world. So if you get caught up in those distractions, ultimately you're going to be destroyed. Because what? You're not keeping your eyes on the prize. You're not staying locked in with the prophecies of the Lord. So I want to start right here. And it reads, the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. Yep, just start right here. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. That's right. So you have to be sober-minded. That's not referring to as far as drinking alcohol or consuming spirits, something that alters your your mental state, your mental faculties. Nah, it's talking about basically not being drunken with the wine, the philosophies of this world. Because what can happen if you succumb to the philosophies of this world? You would have did that. You would have took something in your arm. Why? Because you wasn't sober minded. You got caught up in the news. You got caught up in this going on, this many people dying, this many people, this is happening. Because so here it is, you wouldn't be vigilant. You wouldn't been looking at the different videos that the prophets of Yahweh Shema was putting out. I say what? Trust and lean on the Lord. Not putting your trust in man. But here it is. If you wasn't vigilant, keeping your mind, keeping your eyes on the prize, you would have went down there to your local pharmacy, pop-up clinic, and you would have rolled your sleeve up. But guess what? They can't be drunken with, your job saying you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You can't come to work if you don't have this. Nah. What did the Lord say? See what I'm saying? It's better to obey the Most High rather than man, roughly paraphrasing. So that's part of being sober-minded and being vigilant. Because what? You stand on top of the prophecies of the Lord. You understand that, what's that movie, Avengers? It's the end game right now, baby. Where the time of the Lord coming back? How do we know where the time of the Lord coming back? It's all based upon a prophecy. It's not because some wicked ass Jake, at some Baptist church, talking about this is the end of the world. Nah, first and foremost, he's true with that statement, but he's not backing up with the scriptures. He's not going into the prophecies of the Lord, breaking it down why it is. So you can make a statement, but can you go into the prophecies of the Lord and pull out end time prophecies? It is in the Old Testament, there are prophecies related to the end. as well as in the New Testament. So can he go into the scriptures and identify those, break them down, make it, as it says in the book of Habakkuk, make it plain upon tables? As a matter of fact, let's get that. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse... I'm going to just start from the top. I will stand upon my watch and sit me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he would say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision. The visions are the prophecies. Is the person you listen to, you going to church every Sunday, is he breaking down the vision, the prophecies that the ancient prophets wrote down? Is he telling you the meaning of those? Is he breaking down? Has he ever broke down Ezekiel 37 to you, to give you that understanding of what that's going into? Here it is. They read the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm, but do they go and break it down to you? Of course not. They just read it, but they don't go into what it's going into. But our job as a prophet of the Lord is to break it down and make it what? Plain upon table. That's the next line. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, which are the prophecies, and make it plain, easy to understand. That's what plain is talking about. Making it easy to understand. And make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision or the prophecies is yet for an appointed time. This is that appointed time for the prophecies of the Lord to come to pass. This is that time frame. But at the end it shall speak. That's right. We're at the end. They're speaking loud and clear. How are they speaking loud and clear? You're seeing it on your news. You're seeing the uproars of the people. You're seeing, here it is, you're seeing the left, right paradigm between the Republicans and Democrats. We're seeing it right versus left. The whole DJ Trump versus Kamala. It was DJ Trump versus Jim Crow Joe. But the devil had to, he called an audible. Every now and then you gotta shake it up, The devil calls an audible. So, you know what? Let's give these niggas someone new to root for. And you know what he did? He called an audible. Try to spice it up a little bit. So right here, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. But the time frame with the prophecies of the Lord are not tarrying. We're seeing them come. We're seeing the progress. We're seeing them coming to pass day by day. All you got to do is turn on worldwide news, turn on local news, look at different articles. We see the de-dollarization happening here in America, Babylon the Great, the debasement of the petrodollar. We're seeing all that coming to pass. We're seeing the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. We see the framework for that being rolled out. What's that? The Elon Musk brain chip. So we're seeing all this. Race wars brewing. We're seeing all this real time. Jacob's trouble. We can see all that real time. So what's going on, Jake? We're seeing how people turn. Here it is, or they're not. We're seeing how people reject the word. We got a lot of Israelites have heard the message of Yahweh Shemashai, which they're making mocking videos. So what does it mean? The word is going out. Our job wasn't to basically convert the minds of the Israelites. All the Lord told us to go out and prophesy to the wind. Now those who the Lord want to receive the word, Lord's then going to work on their minds so that they can repent and come back and follow law, statute, commandments at best ability. But our job, ultimately, as it said in the book of Ezekiel, prophesy to the wind. That's it. Real simple. And guess what? The Lord gonna send His word to the ears, to the minds of the individual that's supposed to receive it, and then they're gonna be sealed. They're gonna be sealed for salvation. But then guess what? You're gonna have some of them are gonna be sealed for destruction. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Our book Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto me, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. That's right. So first and foremost, Jerusalem, when we're going through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. I often touch on that whenever I'm at camp. Because what? Jake will hear, us out there saying go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and whatever perspective city you may be teaching at, let's say in New York, Miami, San Francisco, San Diego, wherever you're at, Sacramento. Like, man, this dude here in Portland, Oregon, talking about go through the midst of Jerusalem. Nah, Jake. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. How do we know that? Because our forefather Jacob, when he wrestled an angel, his name was what? Changed from Jacob to what? Israel. So just that alone, we understand that Jerusalem is a people, which at this time was a person named Israel before it was an actual place. So I often try to establish that to let Jake, because Jake, they just hear Jerusalem, then they often drift off into over what the world calls the Middle East area. But go ahead and read this again. And Yahweh said unto me, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark. Bam, mark. What is this mark? Dawah. This is a mark of exemption versus the Karagma. If you get that mark, that's going to be a mark of destruction. You're going to be destroyed if you take that mark. But the angels had to put this mark on you. This is a spiritual mark. And we understand Esau, Edom, so-called white man, he's a carnal man. If you take that mark in Revelation 13, verse 16, that's going to be a physical mark you will have to take. Because nothing this devil do is spiritual. So we understand that this mark right here is where the angels are marking the Israelites, just like those that reject the word. Ultimately, they didn't receive that mark. So somewhere down the line, they're either going to be destroyed before the Lord come back, or they're going to take the mark of the beast. Because what? They didn't get that mark of exemption. So let's read this again. Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations. Man, that's the key word. Who's out there sighing and crying for all the abominations? Is it T.D. Jakes? Of course not. Is he against the agenda of this world? Is your local pastor, the person who you put your trust into, are they sighing and crying against all the abomination? Or they say, you know what? It's all right. You gotta ask yourself. It said they gotta be signed against all, not some. It didn't say part of them, the people with the alphabet, they can slide by. No, it said for all the abominations. ALL, all inclusive. That sign crying for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. So if you don't receive the mark of exemption, so you got to have those that are going to receive exemption, and then you got to have those that are going to be smitten. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So these angels, it's not like, man, they ain't going to have pity. Whatever the Lord says do, they're going to do it. They gonna be like, come. They gonna be like, oh man, that's a baby over there, Lord. What do you want me to do this for? This woman pregnant. Why? And to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So the angels are not going to have pity during that time frame. When it's time to lay the law down, as they say in today's term, it is what it is. Slay utterly old and young. So they're not having pity on your great grandmother, your grandma, your mom, your sister, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, your child. It does not matter. It says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. So the Lord ain't discriminating. When it's time to start putting these people to death, those death angels they do not get tired. I know Kevin Gates got a song talking about he got 6 jobs. He don't get tired. But guess what? You go to sleep, Kevin Gates. So do I. What does that mean? You were tired. I often like to joke about I don't be getting tired. But guess what? I go to sleep just like everybody else. But these angels, they ain't gonna get tired. They ain't gonna be here there. They ain't gonna be, Lord, I need to take a nap. I done put out like 200,000 people. Let me take like 15 minutes. Oh, angels ain't taking no 15 minutes. It's 15 minute smoke break. Yeah, they're gonna be smoking these individuals. That's what's gonna be getting smoked. So when it's time for the Lord to send these death angels out to slay utterly old, young, maids, women, and children, they're gonna do it. They are going to do it. Finish this out. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So yes, but if you have that mark of exemption, that tawah, guess what? You'll be saved. You will be those kept for salvation. You will be that 1/3 that's slated to receive the salvation. But then guess what? The 2/3, those that don't receive the mark, they're gonna be destroyed. So we can't get caught up in distractions that's happening here in America, Babylon the Great. Because what? We don't want to be on the other end of the spectrum. We want to have that mark of exemption. You don't want to. You do not want to have that. It's like you do want to have that mark of exemption. You do not want to have that mark that basically the mark in Revelation 13 verse 16. You don't want to have that karaka. You want to have that tawaf, which is the mark of exemption. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, shalom and a Bible.